On the 10th of August and the 26th of November this year, we reported on Essex Police Constable PC Charlie Thompson. Back in August, we mentioned how Thompson was facing court, and on the 26th of November, how his trial had begun for assault of a man at the side of the A127 in Basildon in January. Thompson said at the end of last week that he went to help a colleague, colleagues who had performed a vehicle stop. The driver of the vehicle stopped was Zeki Bedruddin, who, by the time PC Thompson arrived, was already handcuffed and on the ground after being parva sprayed. Thompson said he was on his own in a police vehicle when a second police car behind him made a traffic stop, and he carried on driving. He told the court, "There's a very specific rustling noise that comes through a radio when a fight is going on. I'm attuned to that noise." He said he heard the noise and his colleagues then failed to respond to a message on the radio which rings alarm bells, so he drove back to the scene of the stop. He said that when he arrived back at the scene, he decided to take control of what appears to have been an under control situation. Now, I'll not go through it all in this video, but I will link to the previous reports in the description in case you missed it. But needless to say, Thompson was all pumped up on adrenaline and could barely control himself. During Thompson's taking control, he is said to have elbowed Zeki Bedruddin in the head and also put his knee on the man's head. Thompson has now been found guilty this week after appearing at Chelmsford Magistrates Court. Essex Police had previously stated that Thompson had been replaced on restricted duties after the incident, but now he has been found guilty. Misconduct proceedings would commence. Following the two-day trial, District Judge Christopher Williams told Thompson, "You had no real reason to believe you were under any threat from him at the time. I think you did abuse that trust and power placed upon you." Prosecutor Michaela Williams said Thompson deployed a short, sharp elbow strike to the head and pushed him to the ground a second time. He went in like a bull in the china shop without asking questions or considering anything before he applied force. The judge said the incident caused relatively minor physical harm, but said the psychological toll was likely greater. And with that, District Judge Christopher Williams sentenced PC Charlie Thompson to 12 weeks in prison. Suspended for 12 months, of course. He was also ordered to complete 100 hours of unpaid work and must pay £878 in prosecution costs, compensation and victim surcharge. The IOPC Regional Director Graham Beasley said that there was no justification for PC Thompson to use force against the man who was not resisting in any way. Finally, a judge who doesn't automatically side with the police when they use the good old "I feared for my life" excuse, which seems to get bandied about all too often these days in an attempt to get away with using excessive force on someone. As said, Zeki was handcuffed and sat on the ground before Thompson came back to rescue his colleagues from a then compliant and detained man. I know this is a little premature, but I'm pretty sure I know how this one's going to go at the misconduct hearing. So, in preparation of that, I'm going to say,
another one bites the dust.